Why aren't you number one in whatever field that you specialize in as a business owner or an entrepreneur? Well, it's very likely that, like many of my clients, you have not raised the bar, that there are things that you need to identify and improve upon. And once you identify these three areas and you're consistent in the execution of these three areas, you'll be much further along in your journey in raising the bar and actually becoming number one. So this is what I found working with hundreds of clients in a decade, seeing what is actually going to be the difference maker in helping them propel and achieve that number one status, regardless of the industry that they're in. So really quickly, we're going to look at those right now. So when we look at raising the bar to become number one, irregardless of profession, expertise, experience, the first one is all about what? It is about belief. So, the first question that I would ask you, do you really believe that you can be number one? Have you put the work in? Do you have that intestinal fortitude where you can say, I believe it's possible, but this is the key. I believe it's possible for me. You don't know how many people I meet even after I share my story, or we do case studies and see where previous clients who started in worse or more dire circumstances achieved greatness and became very successful. I will sit and ask the individual, do you think that this is possible? And their answer is, of course, you just showed me what was possible. Then my question is, do you believe that this is possible for you? Do you see yourself as the number one sales agent for your company? Do you see yourself as the number one small brokerage or small business, minority owned service based business in your metropolitan statistical area, your MSA? And they'll say, I'm not quite sure, right? So we have to do some heavy lifting. We've got to do some work. And unfortunately, many of us as business owners, as entrepreneurs, we never do the necessary difficult work of checking our beliefs, making sure that we're on a journey and in a thing that we believe we can be successful in. So if that is the area for you, don't even worry about raising any more of the bar. Let's just pause, just have a conversation with someone. Say, let me get my beliefs in order. For we know that behind beliefs lead everything else. And so that's where the next area goes. So once we have our beliefs in check and we do believe that that thing is attainable, that the number one spot is attainable, we want to, after checking our beliefs, we want to go in and assess our actions. And so now we want to go in and say, I believe I can be the best. Am I doing the things that number one producers do? Am I doing and executing at a level where the top of my industry execute? If the answer is no, we have an answer to the problem, because we can't go any further. Right here we have our beliefs in order, but we're not operating, we're not consistent in doing this thing that top performers, that the number one is doing. So I don't know what that is for you. Maybe it's going to be in lead generation or the number of contacts, agreement signed. Maybe it's just in your sales meeting. Are you doing the actions in your weekly calls and hitting your numbers? Or maybe you need to hire, train your staff. Whatever it is, there is a clear defined roadmap for success in your industry. And if there is not a clear one for your specific micro niche, we can find other roadmaps to success and tweak those a bit. But we must know what those actions are. So once we have our beliefs in place and our actions in place, then we've got to go down and make sure that our rep. Now, I'm not talking about getting reps in, I'm talking about reputation or your profile. Do people know who you are, what you've done, why they should use you? We're still in a society where people like to do business with people they know, like, trust, and can relate to. How much work once you have your beliefs in order and you're consistently executing those actions that top performers do, have you put any energy into building your reputation, into creating that profile that you have? If not, you're always going to be fighting an uphill battle. You're always going to be looking for the next lead or the next deal. What I have found, what my clients have found, is the more work that we do here, and then we turn that into actionable items that we can do consistently, and then we leverage those two to intentionally build our reputation and to build our profile so that people can say, she is someone I want to do business with. I like the way she operates. He is accountable and consistent. Once we raise the bar by looking at beliefs, actions, and our rep or our profile, then I'm telling you, you will be well on your way to achieving that number one status, and others will be put on notice that you are coming for the crown. So I hope that you found this video informative and useful. If you like, I would love for you to drop a comment section and which one of these you need to focus on the most. Is it going to be beliefs, action, or your reputation? Also, most importantly, subscribe, but really, really share this with someone who you know in the industry or that is a small business or entrepreneur so that they can get the information on raising the bar as well. I want to remind you of the most important thing, and that is that I love you. God loves you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And until the next time I see you or you see me, don't be average, be world renowned. Peace.